Happy Friday. I'm matching your
It
dress.
finally worked.
Hi, yay!
Hi, how are you?
I'm so happy it worked. Did you ever
I
find out
know.
why
Me
it didn't
too.
work out last time?
No, not
No,
sure what happened.
technology is weird like that. Well, I'm
It
happy you're
is.
here
It really
today.
is. Me too.
You look great.
You do too. I love your hair.
Thank you so much. So, just kicking it off. Welcome to the Brave Pod. We're here again, another Friday, celebrating all the girls, everyone today. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's actually really cute outside. So, for anyone who's a new person watching, we just want to let you know that the Brave Pod is a nonprofit organization in Brooklyn supporting immigrant girls ages 16 to 24. We provide holistic support and all types of like fun activities pre-COVID, and now we have a lot of fun things we're doing virtually. Woo!
Yay.
So how are you today?
Good.
Good.
Tired.
Tired.
Good.
Yeah. We're just gonna jump into it. Jump into the questions. You ready?
Sure. Yes.
So, what do you think? What are three places that you feel make up your identity?
I would say Queens, being Mexican American,
Okay.
and living in Elmhurst.
What was the last one?
Living in Elmhurst.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So, being Mexican American and then being in one of the most diverse boroughs in the world with over 100 different languages, it really allowed me to gain different perspectives. Not only mine growing up being Mexican American, but other different cultures as well. So from kindergarten, there was like Bengali, there was different types of ethnicities along with languages. So I think that really made me see like different perspectives in life other than mine,
Right.
and that really helped me be able more open minded later when I grew up,
Yeah.
like now.
100 languages, that's a lot. I can't even, I don't know if there's a like study that tells you how many languages they have in the world, and even if there was, like, I'm sure there's someone speaking something in a
Yeah,
small village somewhere where like that's
definitely.
not accounted for, and I think that language is such a beautiful like art.
I definitely agree.
Yeah, because it's so like it overlaps with other languages, and I think it's like it really identifies like specific cultures and subgroups, and I just think that's super dope. Like,
I agree. Definitely, 100%.
yeah. And then I even feel like in New York, so many people are from so many different places, and
Yeah.
there I hear different languages all the time. Like I hear people in my neighborhood speak Spanish. I hear people speak Greek. I really just met someone from Britain today, and it's like so dope.
Wow. Yeah, it's
I've always,
amazing.
yeah,
It
I
is
love
amazing.
like living in New York just because of that.
I definitely agree.
So I know like it's not a lot going on right now, but what's something that you're super excited about?
The fall. I'm very excited that the fall is coming. I love autumn. I love wearing my sweaters and my boots and stuff. It's one of those seasons that I just love. So I'm very excited
In a
about that.
long sleeve right now, and I'm so happy that I could like be outside
Yes.
and the wind is blowing. It's cute weather.
Hmm.
I love fall too. I
I
can't wait
love
for the
fall.
leaves to start changing.
Yes.
It's gonna
I
be
love going apple picking with my son, so I'm looking forward to that.
that's gonna be so cute. Make sure to
Yeah,
take pictures.
I will.
Yes. I also love fall because my birthday's in October. So
Um,
I just feel like that's still kind of fall, right?
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Really is.
I
Happy
think.
early birthday.
Thank you. I think I can't. Someone said I can't relate. I love the
I
summer.
love summer.
I can't relate about people who love winter because I'm like,
Me either. I get cold so fast, so I don't really like
Me
it.
too. Hence why I'm wearing long sleeves right now. Like to me,
Mhm.
this is already winter. I'm a Miami girl.
Right? I like staying at home when the snow hits. I'm like, oh, staying home.
Can you tell me a little bit about your work? Like, what do you do every day? Like, I know a lot of people aren't working, but I think you're doing something with the census.
Yes.
Awesome. Can
So
you talk a little bit
currently,
about that?
yeah, sure. So currently, I'm a recruiting manager for the Census Bureau. My office oversees Central Queens, so that includes Corona, East Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, Astoria, and LIC. So our area was, of course, the one that was hit the most by COVID. So we do see a lot of undercounted communities specifically in because of COVID. So what my team does is we go out to what we call mobile questionnaire assistance centers, and we set up like tabling events where the folks can come on and do their questionnaires in person, and they can be helped by a census representative on the spot. And this also alleviates some of the fear that the folks might be going through, especially undocumented folks who don't know who's behind the door. They feel more comfortable going to these events and filling out census versus having an enumerator come in and open, and they have to open the door, and sometimes it could be kind of uncomfortable. So that's what
Can you
we're
talk a
focusing
little
on.
bit about that? I know a lot of people who are immigrants are so afraid to even fill out the census because they feel
Mhm.
like that's how the government is going to get access to them. Can you talk a little bit about how they're protected and how the census can benefit them?
Yes. So the census is 100% confidential. We don't share any information with any other branch. On top of that, if any information gets like leaked out, we can go to jail for like 5 years, along with a fine of like I think it was a hefty fine, but I mean, none of us would try to do that. None of us can afford any of those things. So of course, we would never jeopardize or ruin the trust that the community gives us. So it's just purely for statistics and just to find out how many folks are living in the country. And this is a nationwide effort. So we just want to make sure that we can count everyone in the right place and count everyone once. And the reason why this is important is because this determines the amount of budget that we get for the next 10 years. So the funds that are allocated go into services that the community receives, such as Medicaid, the MTA, the streets outside, everything, welfare. So it really depends that we all get counted, the representation, redlining. So it really does go into how much population we have. So New York actually lost two representatives in the last 10 years. It's predicted we might lose more because of COVID and being undercounted. So if you know anyone or your family members, don't hesitate in telling them to please fill out the census. Is very important, especially for New York. We've been hit the hardest, and where there's huge rates of unemployment. So it's very important that we make sure that we get counted and that we count our families, especially kids that are very undercounted. And as you can see, like what happened with the schools, there was like no laptops, iPads. So it's very important that we get these funds allocated specifically where they need to go, and where the community needs them the most. So
Wow, I just learned so much.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, and I'm sure everyone watching it just learned so much about the census as well. I didn't know that the funds allocated back into the communities were based on the census, and I
Mhm.
also didn't know that people were like immigrants or everyone is all their information is protected, and
Yes.
if it ever got released, that it would people can be fined and go to jail. Like I
Yes.
love that they have those set in place to protect people of color, immigrants, people all over the world. Honestly, in the states, um, and I'm definitely gonna fill out my census
Good. I'm
as
glad.
soon as I get off the phone. I did see a little paper on my door, so if
Perfect.
anyone's
Yes.
watching, you guys go ahead and fill out the census. It's super important. And I'll write a little description about our conversation so you learn a little bit more about it. But I love your work. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So jumping back to the questions because we kind of went off
Sure.
track. It's a lot going on. I know just now you talked about COVID and people lacking resources, food deserts, redlining, all important things. Um, and protesting is going on right now. A lot of
Yeah,
people are like outraged with what's going on. How do
of
you
course,
like
definitely.
maintain your mental health with everything that's going on right now?
So at the start of everything, I was very upset, disappointed. I have a son. We're brown. So it hits home. It really does. I'm not gonna get emotional, but it really is, something that we have to definitely analyze as a society what we want our kids to grow up in.
Right.
It's very draining, and I try to make sure that, I fill my life with positivity. Peace is very important, especially now. I mean, I'm only 25, but I prioritize my peace overall, just because I want to make sure that when I one day when I get older, that I try to do everything in my power to help so I don't have a guilty conscience one day. I try to teach my son also, similar like how my mom taught me, how everyone's lives matter, specifically Black Lives Matter. We did have a talk. He's only 6, but I think it's very important growing up, being brown or being black, that you have a conversation with your child and just let them know how life can be and it can be difficult. So I think it's very important.
I mean, how do you talk to a 6-year-old about
How
like
can anyone talk to a
protecting
6-year-old?
themselves? And I mean,
Yes.
it's I'm literally baffled because I don't have a child, but just like I have friends who have children, and I'm around children all the time.
Mhm.
Like I see them all around, and it's like people of color are in danger, and it's
Yeah.
like it's hard to not say that. But
It's
it's
hard to explain it for sure.
yeah,
Like,
like
how
how
do
do
you
you
say
like
that?
what's that how do you like water it down for a 6-year-old? Like if you don't mind me
Exactly.
asking, like how does that conversation go? I don't know if anyone watching has like kids or have brothers and sisters who are super young or siblings, and I just feel like how are you navigating through that conversation?
So I think first, like, for Latinos, we grew up with like classism, colorism. So in our culture, it's deeply rooted. And I think I had to first teach him to love himself, but also love others, no matter the color of their skin. I told him black people are beautiful and brown people are too. You are beautiful. You have to understand that. And the way that we get treated sometimes isn't fair. But there's people out there in the world working to make this world a better place. Just trying to do it one day at a time. Of course, he hasn't like seen the news and like, knows further, but I feel like as he grows older, I'm gonna have to continue explaining to him and going over it. Um, so that's pretty much how we try to speak to him, me and my husband. So
Yeah, it's tough. I
it
mean,
is
like that's something that's going to be an ongoing conversation for years to come. Um,
definitely.
and it's heartbreaking, honestly, but I'm glad that you and your family are having these conversations with your son, even if he's extremely young, and you're teaching him to
Hmm.
love himself and to love others. And I think that that's where it starts, and I love that.
That's it.
um, I love that so much. Thank you for that again. Yeah. um, so what's something that you're super excited about right now?
Um, I think I said it already. The fall. I'm really
Yeah.
excited about the fall.
Yeah. And now we're gonna play a game. It's like
Sure.
finish the sentence. You could.
Hmm.
I try to make it hard and say you could only use one word, but you could use multiple words.
Okay. Sure.
Ready?
I'll try. Okay.
My happy place is
Queens.
nice. If I could be an animal, I would be a.
Um, there's many. I think I would be.
Which one would you be today?
I don't know. I guess I would have to say a lion.
Lion. Okay. Immigration is beautiful
Because of the people.
bravery is
Bravery is strength.
the world needs more of.
Love.
Mm. Something I wish I was better at is.
Staying quiet.
Honestly, that might not be a. That might. I think being outspoken is what we need right now.
Yes, right?
Let's stop silencing ourselves. We've been silenced enough.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And the last question. If you have like a special message or anything that you want to tell anyone who's watching right now, who's maybe having a hard time or just want to hear something inspiring, what would you say?
Uh, I would say to everyone watching, don't worry about stuff that you can't control. You're not going to be able to control everything, but take things at a time, per day. You'll get through it. Better days will come. Trust me, I should know. I've been through dark days, but I'm here now, so
I love that. We've all been through dark days. It's part of the process.
it
Um,
is.
it's only up from there, right? Thank
Definitely.
you so much for joining us. It was a
Thank you for having
pleasure.
me.
And I hope you have a really amazing day. And I'll see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.